Hello, my name is Peter Parfitt. Welcome to the New Brit Workshop. It's hedge cutting season here in the UK and I need to get new headgear which gives me face protection and ear protection. Now my old set had, I'm afraid, been repaired so many times it had to be thrown away last year. So I went to my local supplier and he's very kindly allowed me to bring 2 units back from his display, and I've got them both here right now. Now they're both made by 3M. On my left I've got the G500 and on my right I've got the G2000, and we're going to look at them in a little bit more detail. Now this is the G500 headgear. It does not have a helmet and so your head is exposed here. It is a mechanism for holding the face shield and the ear defenders onto your head. Now the key features are it has an adjustable ratchet mechanism at the back which allows you to get it fitting absolutely spot on. And once it's on, it's really secure. The face shield pops up and stays up when not in use. You're able to rotate the ear defenders backwards out of the way. And I've got here the optional safety glasses which fit into the headgear and can be pushed out of the way when not in use. The chap in the shop said, of course they come in the box in pieces and you've got to assemble it. And he gave me one of those sort of knowing looks as though I wouldn't be able to do it. Well, I've managed to take it apart, and so the theory is I should be able to put it back together. So here goes. I'm going to start taking the main mechanism and I'm going to add this piece, and this is the piece that holds the visor in situ. That just clips on by pushing those clips. Next I'm going to install the visor. I've turned this upside down and the visor has 3 places where it clips on to this top. 1, 2 and 3. And inside here there are 3 clipping points. And so all I've got to do is to marry these up. I'm going to start at one side. There's one, then the middle, and then this end. And that's it. That's the visor in place. Next I'm going to do the ear defenders, and these fit on very simply. They push down into a slot here and they will click into place when they're in the right place. That's that one. I'll just do this one. And that's that one. So that's the 2 ear defenders in place. And the only other thing to put on now are the safety glasses. Now these are pretty easy to do. If you look at this headband mechanism here, there is a place where it goes slightly narrower here, and you know that the nose is going to be in this position, so therefore get the glasses up the right way, and then all you do is you get the little clips onto either side of this strap, and that's it. That's done. Now this is the G2000 unit. Now the difference now is that it's a full helmet, so you can have a little bit of tree or something fall on you without too much to worry about. It also has this big plastic rain shield. In most other respects this is the same as the other headgear, except it does not have the ratchet mechanism at the back for adjusting the tension of the headband. Ear defenders built in, and there's the same sort of positive ratchet mechanism for holding the face shield out of the way when it's not in use. Now you remember those safety glasses in the G500? You could fit those to this as well, but John at the shop only had the one set of glasses, so I've got them in the G500. But you could have them fitted into this. But this is a bit more expensive. It's just over £60 in the UK. So it's about half as much again as the other unit. We're now going to assemble the G2000 helmet and face visor and ear defenders. It looks a little bit daunting, but it's not. Now the first thing we're going to do is to put the head comfort gear inside the helmet and also the rainwater protector. Now with this webbing arrangement, you can see which is the front and the back very simply. There is a sweatband at the front, and at the back is the part that goes behind your head. So your head would be here and your nose would be here. Now take the rainwater protector and slip it over the two rearmost lugs. So there it is, slipped over the two rearmost lugs. Here's the sweatband. Now take the helmet and turn it upside down. And you'll see inside the helmet there are four places where these lugs here will go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you turn this now upside down, and you now insert these rectangular plastic pieces inside the recesses in the helmet. Now, gotta just do it carefully, but it's not difficult. That's 2 done. And at the rear, we've got the rainwater protector slightly in the way, but it's a similar process. There's that one. And then the final one. And that's pushed in. So that's the basic helmet now assembled. And at this stage, you could put it on and try it just to make sure you've done it correctly. Now, these are handed. In other words, there's a left-hand one and a right-hand one. And the way to identify them is as follows. There are a pair of holes in part of the plastic bracket arrangement at the front of each ear defender. So this one is a right-hand ear defender because those holes are at the front. This is a left-hand ear defender because those holes will be at the front. To attach the ear defenders, it's very simple. You'll see on each side of the helmet there's a pair of indentations there, and then in the rim of the helmet there's a slot on both sides. And you're going to marry up these little plastic protrusions here and this plastic peg coming down here with those 3 elements. And it's quite simple. I found it easiest to have the ear defender pointing upwards, and then I'm going to spring it in like so. So that's it in place. And I'm going to do the same with this other side. The ear defender upwards. I'm going to apply a bit of pressure and push downwards. And that's it. Those are the ear defenders now attached. And I can move them to the rear of the helmet, and you can see that's quite firm. Now our next stage is to take the plastic peak and the visor and attach them. If you turn the plastic peak upside down, there are 3 spigots, one at each side here, sticking out, and one in the middle, sticking out. And on the visor, there are 3 holes, one at each side and one in the middle. I'll turn this upside down. We're now going to marry those holes and those spigots together. Now, when you come to do the middle one, you need to force it over a little plastic lug, which is on, in fact there are 2 of them, one on either side of the spigot here. So I've done the first one. I'm now going to coax it over the second one, and that's it. It's a little bit of a fiddle, but harder when you're doing it to camera and you've got arthritic hands, but that's on there nice and secure. We're now going to attach the support brackets onto the face shield assembly. And these support brackets are marked right and left, or R and L. And that R and L is as the wearer would experience right and left. Now I'm going to turn this upside down. So now my right is over here and my left is over here. And what you do is you position this on the edge like so. That's clipped in, and this one's going in like so. And the final task is to attach the face shield assembly to the sides of the ear defenders, and there's a pair of lugs here and there's a pair of holes there, and I'm just going to marry those two up and push. That's in, and I'll do the same on this side, and that's it. And we can check that it all works by trying it on. So here we go. There's the helmet on, and ear defenders. Now I move this rain shield out of the way to put the ear defenders in place. Adjust them for comfort. Replace the rain shield over the back of the neck, and then we can drop the visor. And that's it. All ready to go. Well, that's just about it. You've seen me demonstrate both the G500 and the G2000. Now the G500 is really light, I like that, and also it's got this beautiful ratchet mechanism at the back for getting it just snug. Once it's on your head, it's very secure. I really like that. The only disadvantage of this is that it has no covering at the very top, and I was cutting some hedges above my height, if you remember, and some of the debris was falling on my head. And if you're cutting thorn, that's a bit of a nuisance. The G2000, of course, overcomes that by having the hard hat. It's also got this rain shield. Now, I don't intend to do any work in the rain unless I really have to, but it actually has the added advantage of forming a pretty efficient sunblock, so the back of your neck doesn't get sunburnt, and that's pretty good. The only thing I'm not so pleased about is the strap adjustment at the back. It's not as good as that on the G500. However, I've been spoilt by seeing that. If I'd never seen it, I wouldn't even raise this as an issue. Once this is adjusted, it's fine, so you don't really need to worry about it at all. The ear defenders on both models are superb. They really do the business, and they're both really well made. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the construction. It all goes together very easily, as you saw, despite what John said. Now, I've shown you the optional safety glasses which are built in here. I really like those because it means that you grab this and you've got everything you need, rather than having to carry a separate pair of safety glasses with you. Now for me, because I'm cutting above head height quite a bit, I'm probably going to go for the G2000 with its hard hat. But I'm going to take the optional safety glasses. I haven't asked how much they cost yet. I'm assuming that it's not too much. Anyway, there we go. That's my decision. But if you're working below head height, then the G500 would be perfect for you. Anyway, that's it now. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.